This guy had been doing comedy like 23 years. He did spots around the city. He said they wouldn't give him like the big clubs. He told me he won a contest in New York, and he had a day job. He's like some type of chemist, some Indian kid, you know. But he was very sweet. I'm sorry I forgot his name, but I remember learning something that night because I went up there fast and I ate dick for the first 4 minutes until I remembered the tempo. He had sucked them in. He was so good that he had sucked them in on that slow, methodical, I bought a lottery ticket, 55, whatever, you know. I'm not trying to be cute. I'm just trying to be honest. And it was an education. It really is a fucking education, but you're not going to get hit with that till you go to LA or you go to a good open mic where they rotate. You know, if you got 10 good features in Boston and they all go to the same open mic every Monday night, that's good. If the guy who's running the open mics rotates you, obviously if Dane Cook walks in or somebody local from Boston that's a star and they get on stage, they close the room. But you teach everybody. I can't wait till you think you're really, really, really funny. You got a tight 50 minutes and you book yourself out as a headliner in an A room. And that's a big education. That's a tremendous education. That's completely different than you've ever seen before in your fucking life because you're not really a headliner. You're just learning how to put blocks. First, you learn how to do 10s like you're doing right now. Then you learn how to do 20s. And then you're done with that. And then you write another 20. And then you're done with that. And then you write another 20. Now you got yourself an hour, right? You call the booker and go, I got an hour. But now you go out and yes, you're going to learn how to do those 3 20-minute bits, but you're also going to learn how to weave it. That takes about 1.5 years, 2 years to learn how to weave that set together. And that's when you become a headliner.
I want to go back because you just kind of blew my mind a little bit with like following someone's energy because I have a few things that I start with, but I think that's sometimes why I have rough sets. Can you like talk like how do you jump in to like someone else's energy? Like what if like they don't do well? Like what if there is no energy? What if there is like it's just that's crazy to think about.
First of all, to learn about energies, your assignment from now on is to go out one night. I don't care who the comic is. If you have a Thursday night off, you're going to go to Laugh Boston, Providence, somewhere local, pay the small $22.50, and I want you to watch that comic. I don't give a fuck who he is. I don't give a fuck if he goes up there with a ukulele. You know, I don't give a fuck because every comic has a different appeal.
Uh-huh.
In 45 minutes because he has a different appeal. Whether he's a comedian that is an AA comic and you're not allowed to drink. So you're doing comedy for sober people that are drinking water and eating pretzels?
I've done that show.
Okay, and sodas. You have so many different variables of comics. You have to watch them all live. See, this age of shit now, you know, we got lazy. We got really lazy. In fact, we got so lazy that something that benefited me, I get mad about. I get mad that my wife will call me and say, hey, honey, what are you doing tonight? Nothing. My friend gave us a reservation for 2 at a steakhouse, and there's a comedy club 2 doors down. We've never done that. Really? Do you know who the comedian is? Well, I just looked him up. I'm going to send you the link to his stand-up. And, you know, right away I go in there prejudgmental. That's why I always at the Comedy Store. You don't know who the fuck you're going to see. But to get back to your question, Lee, energy, you got to watch stand-up live. Watch it once a week. But don't show up at the club like, hi, pay the fucking $20.
Oh, of course.
You want them to go, why'd you pay? Nah, bro. I'm here to watch the comedy. In fact, I'm gonna sit in the back with a pina colada. You won't even know I'm here. And you watch all three comics. You're gonna see the MC bomb. He's gonna get clunky with the announcements, which suck, but they
Yeah.
also teach you a different muscle, which you won't see till years later. You're gonna see a great feature act, but he doesn't really have 45 minutes. But what he has is very controlled. And then you're gonna see a headline of that. You're either gonna like him or not, but you're gonna go home and write the things you hated and the one thing you liked. And now you're going to find what people see that you don't like him. You may not think he's funny because you watched him on a fucking Netflix special. You didn't catch him Monday night when you went to New York City at the Comedy Cellar at 11:30. That's why when you told me you were going to the cellar, I always bust people's balls. I didn't bust your balls that night. I wanted you to go there and watch. You
Right.
said hello, right?
Yeah. That was a great night. I was because you're right. Like there's a lot of places, but yeah, that would be one of the dreams of a place to go and to see different levels and to see because I'm not good at like energy yet, I guess. But what I do find interesting is like the different levels of laughter between like that you would get versus like my best set. Like just like the levels of laughter like the level comedian can give is like something like it was just crazy to see what like a comic can do with like that level of an audience. Like just that amount of people can make the sound they can make come out of them. It's pretty cool.
It's an art. And I'm happy we do this because I may not be getting on stage, but the last couple of years has given me a chance to reflect. My next book is going to be about stand-up, obviously, about, the questions a comic wants to know at the 3rd-year mark, at the 5-year mark. No pressure. You don't have to be anywhere. This will be something that's going to be for novices, for hobbyists. I encourage more hobbyists in comedy.
Yeah.
There were a lot more hobbyists. To be honest with you, these guys were fucking funny. They had good lives. They made good money. They were college educated. They had a wife, but instead of playing darts or playing golf or, playing fantasy football, their time out was doing comedy.